Hello, my name is Jukich-Fish, and I'm here to read you a Titanic story. A novella, if you will. Written by me several years ago when I was about 21 or 22. I was always a Titanic-obsessed kid, but since going to college, working at Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, and now with RMS Titanic Inc., my writing, storytelling, and understanding of this event has grown exponentially. There's some inaccuracies in this book I didn't know then, but still, I'm proud of the accomplishment I made. I wrote a story, sought out publishing, and now it's available on Amazon. Or you can listen to it for free here as I go down memory lane. Without further delay, here is Chapter 1 of Hold Me Up in Mighty Waters. And no, it's not a romance. Comment if you know the reference to the title. Mother, I will see you shortly. I am devastated and heartbroken to hear of... No, that won't do at all. I crumple up the paper and toss it into the wire wastebasket next to the desk. That's the 5th attempt that I've discarded. It's been so long, I'm not sure what to say. I pull out another piece and try again. Mother, I am en route to New York. I hover the pen over my handwriting. There. Short, simple, and it leaves no room for discrepancies, I hope. It shouldn't be this taxing to send a telegram. I dab my forehead with my coat sleeve, wiping away the pent-up nerves that have escaped through my temples. Should I sign my name? Is that too formal? She will know exactly who this is when she gets it. This isn't difficult, and I should stop fussing. Frederick, are you still here? Jack Phillips startles me. Will you send off this message for me? It's a little urgent. I hand it to him, and he scans it over. How urgent is a love note to your mom? He chuckles and drops the letter on top of a growing heap of other, equally urgent telegrams. You're right, I force laughter. I'm just trying to get some special treatment around here. Even if I wanted to, the telegraph is down. We can't send or receive a thing. At that moment, the door flings open with a crash, and a small curly-haired boy stumbles in, a box of metal parts in his arms. Harold Bride, the junior wireless operator, sets them on the floor with a thump, his toothy grin spread ear to ear. Not for long, he says. We're going to fix it. Oh, Jack, the senior operator replies. That's a violation of policy. Harold appears sheepish, and his smile falls. Those dingbats in the office don't know a thing about these machines. And if we pull into harbor with broken equipment, brand new broken equipment, they'll have our arses. Jack grumbles. So, Harold goes on, a glimmer of excitement returning to his wide eyes. Yeah, we're gonna fix it. Although Jack tries not to allude to his anticipation, his change in tone and a small grin gives it away. He's rather young for a senior operator, 25, the same age as myself, and doing a lot better than my position as a deckhand? Yes, a deckhand. My employment title almost slipped my mind. You should get back to work, Frederick. Jack turns to me. I'll send your message first if you promise to keep our mechanical experimentation on the hush. Of course! I start for the door, smiling to myself as I watch the two young men dig through the various tools as if it was Christmas Day. The thick scent of salt fills my nostrils upon exiting onto the boat deck. There is a light breeze that catches the bill of my cap. I clash on to prevent it floating over the railing into the sea. The sun is halfway under the ocean now, casting brilliant orange rays across the water. As the swells catch the sunlight, they sparkle and dance over each other. It's peaceful. A wonderfully calm tide. The sunset indicating the end of my shift. Not that they've been keeping strict tabs on me anyway. Hardly noticed my absence or otherwise questionable knowledge of nautical life. The crew quarters are located deep in the bow of the ship, far out of sight of the prestigious aristocrats. Multi-millionaires pace the halls of this floating castle, and it would be a travesty if any were to glimpse those of us in the working class. We are separated by both status and an intricate hallway designed to keep us as far apart as possible. It goes without mention that we are not allocated much space. Metal bunks are stacked 3 high and crammed so tight together that even a person as skinny as myself has to shimmy in between. My bunk is visually set apart from all the rest. It's the only one that is neatly made with tomorrow's clothing, folded at the foot. The rest of the beds are strewn about in tangled chaos. Dirty articles are mixed with the clean, bed sheets are crumpled into piles. I pity the poor wives of those who have to clean up after these men. In the far corner, a group of roughly 6 men are laying in the bunks with a pile of coin and playing cards. There is a sticky smoke collecting at the ceiling from their cigarettes, and their gruff laughter echoes off the 4 walls. They don't notice me as I walk past my bunk. Upon heaving myself to the top, I pull out the current novel I'm reading and settle into a comfortable position. It's challenging to focus with the loud noises of intoxicated gambling. After a few minutes, I drown them out. Heya! I flinch and my book falls to the floor. Oh, sorry, mate, a young gentleman says. As he kneels down to pick up my novel, he examines the cover, turning it over in his rough hands. A little nosy he is. Phantom of the Opera, huh? Yeah, I reply. He has to sweep his fuzzy red hair out of his eyes, and he hands it back to me. Ne'er read it, he smiles. Haven't read a book since school. That's a shame. Nah, I just tell bar stories. It's about the same. Better, actually. He laughs as if what he said was really funny. Bertram Tyrrell. He takes my hand in his and shakes it with a firm vigor. He's young. Can't be older than 20, it seems. Frederick Tamlin. Well, Frederick, we seen ya all alone over here. Must be new. I was like you too on my first crossin'. Just seeing if you want to play some cards. He gestures over to the noisy men in the corner. They keep their scruffy faces buried in the cards, not bothering to pay us much attention. I pause just long enough to think. I suppose there's no harm. Great, he replies, and strides back over to the smoke-clouded men. I set my novel back under the bunk and follow. The men introduce themselves quickly and deal me a hand. Deep creases run through every card, and they are as thin as a wheat crisp. Yet another indication of the lack of currency that passes through the hands of us laborers. Want a smoke? Bertram hands me a cigarette and a light before I can answer. I take a quick drag and exhale the musky vapor over my hand of cards. I never much liked smoking. I think it's grimy, and the smell clings onto the walls and clothing like barnacles on the hull of a ship. Under other circumstances, I would politely refuse, but it would be unwise to engage in any action that would set me apart from the rest. I should make more of an effort to diminish my decorative vocabulary as well. I'll raise, I say as I try to emit the revolting taste of nicotine building in my throat. The other players fork out some extra coin, one folds. As we play, the older men of roughly 40s start talking of their wives. A couple exchange lewd photographs and take turns arguing over whose woman is more voluptuous. What of you, new guy? Got a lady back home? I bite my tongue. Oh yes, many. More than can be counted for. The man's laugh turns into a thundering, slimy cough. Probably caused by the cigs, in my opinion, though many would disagree. Quite the ladies' man, eh? Should teach Bertram a thing or two. Oh, sod off, Bertram retorts. I can't hold back a quick giggle. It's true, the man pushes on, clams up like a puppy. Bertram's eyes fall to the floorboards and his cheeks fade to a bashful shade of pink. I don't know, man. They're a whole nother species. Not sure what they want to hear from me. Only that you're filthy rich and the heir to the British throne. The laughter peaks to a roar, and I can see Bertram's increasing unease through his fidgeting fingers. The other men go about teasing Bertram and playing cards. I refrain from frivolous comments. I wouldn't want anything to backfire or let on too much of my background. I reluctantly smoke a couple more cigarettes and drink, admittedly more than I should. My night socializing with fellow crewmen ends amicably, and we all crawl back to our bunks. Well, a few of us topple over, heavy with drink. Lights are out, and the grungy sound of snoring men washes over the room. For the first time since my uncouth arrival in this floating castle, I feel at ease, comfortable with the intricate perception of myself. Peaceful sleep comes easy.